Hey, we're live here today at the FieldHouse in Monroe, Louisiana, Monroe, Sterlington, right off of 165. Great food, great people. And we was hoping today to be joined with Joey Trappey, but he got called out for catering. Busy man.
Yes, he is. He's
So, hey, we can't fault you for that, JoJo. We appreciate you letting us use the FieldHouse and letting us spotlight you and your places, because Joey also owns... he owns the FieldHouse right here in Monroe, and he also owns Crawfish City in West Monroe, and then he also owns Traps on the river, on the beautiful Ouachita River right there in West Monroe. And the reason why how all these three places come together is because at some shape, form, or time through the years, he's had us all play at different places that he's owned and things like that. And this is our way to say thank you and tip our hat to him. But he's not here today as of now. He said he's going to try to make it by, but if he makes it by, he does. If he doesn't, that's okay. We'll get JoJo next time. But we've got him a drink waiting on him. We got his headphones set up, so he's here in spirit. So, like we always say, we're brought to you by the Sundown Tavern in Reston, Louisiana. We can always get your daily plate lunch specials.
Yep.
And so here we are. So we're at FieldHouse. Like I said, it's on 165 here in Monroe, going north towards Sterlington. And they have today they have a fantastic Southwest burger, and you'll see the footage we got on that and some pictures and stuff we took of it. It's absolutely delicious. I give it a 10.
Oh, dude, it was great.
It's pretty solid hamburger there, so can't go wrong there. Well, Trey, since it's just me and you, let's just talk me and you business right
That's
now.
it, man. I actually played at Traps on Saturday.
There you go.
Great place, dude. Like I said, it's another great place, great people, wonderful employees. This is my first time here, actually, at the FieldHouse.
Wow.
Never been here before, even though I played up here kind of out this way, like Frenchman's Bend area, and some other places out here too. But this is my first time here, and it's just like the same vibe, dude. Like it's just cool.
It is cool. Traps, even with FieldHouse, it's like the same vibe of people, and it's funny because it's really two different kind of restaurants, really.
Yeah.
And but it's still the same. You can tell that Joey has his hand in it, and there's a I don't know. He's just got something about that dude that's just cool.
Yeah.
He's just a cool dude. And I didn't realize that Joey played basketball at ULM.
What?
I didn't know that either. I knew he played football, and I think I met Joey through my sister, because me and my sister both went to ULM through the years.
Yeah.
And I think I was introduced to him by her one time. But anyway, so here we are years later, some 16, 17 years later, and here we are, finally getting around to doing a podcast, spotlighting him, and he's not even here.
Well, maybe he'll pop in.
I don't think he will.
But anyway, now it's just you just get us.
But you played at Traps last night, Saturday night,
Saturday
Trey?
night, yeah.
6 to 9 gig.
Yeah.
Was it hot?
It was a little warm, but they had the fans rolling.
Oh yeah.
And it was a good crowd. Great crowd. I got to sign a couple of autographs. It was funny. They had these, when you're sitting down right there by the bridge and you're kind of looking out this way, they had one of the back tables had a family there, and like two kind of younger kids, maybe 5, 6 years old. I get done with my set at like 9 o'clock, and they're like, "Hey, they want your autograph," and I was like, "Man, that's so cool." So I got to to this person, give them an autograph, and they kind of folded it up, and
yeah,
that was kind of cool.
No, that's fun, especially with little kids. It's
right,
because it seems like yesterday. They say time flies and your life goes and all that,
Yeah.
but I remember being a kid and seeing people, and
yeah, dude, yeah,
what they see is what they see,
yeah,
and how they perceive you is how they perceive you. So if they're asking for an autograph, that's a pretty good, good deal.
That's one of the things I love about doing all this stuff. It's just getting to do that, but.
Yeah, well, at least their parents think I'm going to go, no, come on, kid, don't talk to him.
Don't talk to him. He's got tattoos, and he plays country music. So
he plays country music.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Where's the, hold on.
Yeah, there it is. Or he's got long hair.
He's got long hair.
Yeah, we, let's see, I played at Traps the weekend before. So.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good. It was warm, but it was all right. There was a big old birthday party for like 30-something top, and this girl was, I think she was turning 14, and it was really funny.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of it because I found myself just really talking to the birthday girls, which you'd be like, duh, but they're 14. You know?
Oh yeah.
So I had to kind of slow down a little bit.
Right.
Because they may not even get some of the references I make or jokes I make. They're 14, you know.
Yeah. Well, dude, it was crazy because the past Saturday when I was at Traps, they had a birthday party going on as well. And I thought they were like 14, 15 years old. I thought they were young. But then her mom was like, can you sing my daughter happy birthday? And I was like, yeah, well, how old is she turning? And, and she was like 18. And I was like, I didn't realize, like, the older you get, like, they really do seem a lot younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do seem a lot younger. Yeah. And I was like, golly, I'm almost 30 years old.
That's funny.
Yeah,
he's
great.
almost 30 years old.
Yeah, but anyway, dude. But no, it's been busy. It's been good though. Been just trucking along, playing music, and trying to make content for the folks out here.
That's right, the HonkyTalk Podcast. And y'all may not realize this, but we're in episode 12, our 12th episode.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Steady rolling.
That's right. I mean, we want to thank all the people that view it and share it, and the people that also for the people that support the places and the people that we've interviewed. You know, that's really why we're doing it, because we enjoy doing that. And those people have scratched our back and been partners with us through events or sponsorships or, letting us play there, paying us play there, or letting us do events there and stuff. So it's a big shout out to that. So since Joey's not here right now, listen, me and Trey were thinking about doing this. Play us a song.
Just play a song.
Trey Gautreau's going to play you a song.
Okay.
So
I will. I'll play you a song. Yeah, we thought about just having it super laid back, just whatever. This is like campfire story sessions.
Yeah.
Might be something in the future. I don't know.
Hey, and I will say this. Y'all make sure for the viewers on the HonkyTalk Podcast page, be sure to go like Trey Gautreau's Facebook page. Follow him on Instagram. Check him out where he's playing. And you'll be hearing songs like this. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, same to you as well.
Well, we ain't got to me yet.
Well, we ain't got to you. I'll put a Bo Atkins plug in here. I've been on a raising devil himself more than once. It cost me a bill. Even the preacher made him bet I was in go down. Oh yeah, we're doing good. Thank you. I had a bad habit running my mouth. I would kick and scream if they shut me down. Spend most of my reckless youth trying to live it all down.
Way down.
Honey, I got scars to remind me how much I've grown. And then I realized I'll never have to walk it alone. I got dreams as big as the sky, and I'm knocking them down one at a time. I finally stumbled into my piece of the American pie. I got a little pink house on Millican Street, a little baby boy playing under my feet. I got a woman that loves me, spite of my foolish pride. Yeah, that's how I know Jesus is on my side. Yeah.
Thank you, brother Trey Gautreau on that one. Jesus on my side. Y'all go check him out. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. So you played at Traps on Saturday. Did you play anywhere Friday?
This Friday. Oh, you talking about? No, I just do a day off.
Okay. So what do you got coming up this weekend?
This weekend is going to be actually.
Or even this week.
Yeah, this week. Well, I'm going out of town to write with my buddy Victor, or our buddy Victor Abinado. Yep, we're going down. We're going to do a write session. Maybe play a gig or something down in Mississippi. Well, he's living there now.
I hadn't seen him in a while. I missed that guy. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, well, he's coming to Ruston in a couple of days. He's coming through on Wednesday for like a hippie tonk happy hour at Sundown Tavern.
The Sundown, the proud sponsor and the first sponsor of the HonkyTalk Podcast.
Yep.
daily lunch specials where you can always save Russell one sandwich at a time.
Oh yeah, they saved me many a times. But yeah, he'll be there, and then we're gonna go right this weekend. I'm gonna take the family out and go do some stuff. But yeah, but the song I just played is none other than Mr. Bo Adkins.
I thought I recognized that song.
I passed the guitar. I passed the goblet to you.
The torch.
The torch.
Well, I guess I'll play me one too then. Here we
Yeah.
go. Let's see here.
Yeah, and don't forget to go check out Bo Atkins' Facebook page, YouTube, all streaming platforms. You got a couple of albums out, huh? A couple of records out?
I got Shout Hallelujah, and I've got Red Fern.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let's do this one. Here's your new song I wrote with Ben Curry. Hopefully I don't screw it up. But. Well, I've wrestled bears, swam with gators. I've even made grown men cry. Yeah, to tell you the truth, it wasn't drug-induced. Just a chase of a natural high. Well, I thought I was strong till you came along and drive me to my knees. My son, now I know there's one greater than you or me. Yet I know we're meant to die, that's the circle of life. But I cried, oh Lord, why me? Embracing the pain is the name of the game. My son, my son, my son. My son, my son, my son. Can you hear me when I call out your name? Late February of 2001 on Highway 79. 100 miles north of Austin is where I lost you. I guess that's where your spirit took flight. I've struggled for years with no destination, but your memory keeps me in line. I went from raising Cain, yeah, to raising coal, to staring at your headstone. Then I know we're meant to die, that's the circle of life. But I cried, oh Lord, why me? Embracing the pain is the name of the game. My son, my son, my son. My son, my son, my son. Can you hear me when I call out your name?
Ooh.
Where's your new ditty?
Hey, man. That was pretty good, dude. You actually, I think you sent that one to me.
I think I did too.
Yeah, a while back. Or you let me listen to it or something. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we did. I think, and maybe it was on our way to Nashville or something, and you played it over the car radio or something.
Could have been. I can't. I know I did. I think I did send it to you, or it might have been we were setting up one day and we played it.
Yeah.
On whatever. But yeah, me and Ben got I got a call about writing a song for a possible spot, and so that's what we come up with. And the story behind the song is called My Son, and it's about a dad who loses his son.
Yeah.
His son was about 20, 21 years, I think he was 20 years old or so, and he was headed back to Austin, Texas because he played football.
Yeah.
For University of Texas, and he died on the way back to, I guess, spring camp or something.
Right.
On the way back that morning, one car wreck.
Right.
Lost his life there. So it's kind of a sad song, but it was a real deal song from my father's perspective.
It definitely is, man. So, I felt that, yeah.
But I was proud of it. I dig it. And if they don't use it, well, they don't use it. I'll still probably record it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a good song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
But yeah, I thought that'd be a good one to go. But shout out to Ben Curry, too. Ben Curry writes good songs, too. And I know he works out in West Texas a lot, and so he doesn't really get to gig a whole lot, but he's constantly writing. And he does a really good job of putting stuff out like on like TikToks and Reels and through Instagram and Facebook and all that. And he does a great job of that. And I know he plays some gigs out there too. I think he played one out there this past weekend. I forgot where what the exact bar it was at, but I spent some time through that area too. For a few years I did. I played there probably every few months. I'd go over there and play 4 or 5 gigs, and it's great. And there's nothing to do over there except for play music and drink beer. I mean, there's no water. I mean, they don't even have ditches on the street. It's just desert. So there's nothing what do you do? I mean, there's nothing to do.
There's nothing to do, yeah.
And so those people come out there, man, and they're always really supportive. But yeah, that song came with shout out to Ben Allen Curry.
Very cool, man.
So follow him, because if you follow him, you're going to find us.
Yeah.
And vice versa. See, it's not just about us, it's about all of us together. Where's Bo Smith at?
He had a doctor's appointment this morning.
Oh, I think he just didn't want to show up. I think him and Joey are in cahoots.
Maybe Joey is catering for him. Maybe he got married again.
Oh, man. Well, we're here at the FieldHouse.
So I was a little late.
That's all right. It was right on time. We're at the FieldHouse right here in Monroe, right next to beautiful ULM campus, University of Louisiana Monroe campus, as you can see the backdrop right here.
Yep.
And I was a war hawk for a while, and then I stayed home.
Yep.
But I was a war hawk for a while, and but I enjoyed going to school over here. And actually coming over here is, like I said earlier, that's how I met Joey through the years. And then, but also it was because this is where I started playing music, was when I came to school over here, and it's been a journey ever since. You know, one that I did not plan on none of this happening. I was just a guy with a guitar that wrote songs, you know, kind of a thing, you know. So, but so you never know how your life's going to work out or pan out, or if you have an opportunity.
Exactly
it's okay to just say yeah and take it and just see what happens. You know, especially when you're young, take it, see what happens. If you don't like it, you can move to something. You got time to move to something else. You know?
That's right. Hey, have you heard of Marcus King?
Yes.
Dude, he just came out with an awesome song. It's called HonkyTalk Hell.
HonkyTalk Hell.
Or Honky Tonk.
HonkyTalk Hell.
Yeah.
Fixing my buttons here.
Yeah. But anyway, no, dude, it's a cool song, man. Like, you know, he's like sober now. He's like done sober tours and stuff, and like he's just and he's an amazing musician, guitar player, like writer and stuff. But he came out with this like country song that he did. It's not really, but it's got like that old school, like the bass line is like very like doom doom doom, like that country stuff.
Right.
And then but he's got like this weird, like he's singing with some soul, like funk, like influence, and it's a really cool song. But
No, I hadn't heard it.
yeah.
It's called what is it called?
Honky Tonk Hell.
Honky Tonk Hell.
Yeah, but the chorus is like let's see. Heaven knows I miss my late night living. And they getting along without me, as far as I could tell. And maybe I go back to doing that voodoo. Lord knows I do it so well. Sing a little rock and roll music, raise a little honky tonk hell.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's a pretty groovy song.
It was grooving with you playing it. What are you talking about?
Pretty good. Anyway, go check it out. It's a pretty cool song. But anyway, that's just some of my influence with my music and stuff. But,
Sure.
yeah.
Well, he's kind of a guy that can help influence. His voice really is soulful. And he can play the guitar, but it's also there. It's not. When I say it's not complicated, he's not like trying to reinvent the wheel or something. He's just he fits in right where he naturally fits in, and he has, you know, obviously a good team and things like that, and people to help, you know, that guide him in his younger years. And look at him now.
Oh yeah, man, he's doing great. He's doing really great.
But like I say, his songs, you can relate to them. You know, sometimes people can go off the deep end with songs and they kind of take the simplicity out of it. I think his songs still have the simplicity with lyrics and things, like you can understand what he's saying.
Right.
You get, you know, but it's also still, his songs to me still leave room for interpretation from the listener too.
Absolutely.
You know, which to me is like, that's what makes a great song there, you know.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what song I want to release next. I've got like 10 songs we recorded in Nashville, but there's just so many of them. Like, which one do you choose, you know?
Right, yeah.
So, but
You talking about for your stuff, like far as the single goes?
and I just released just a few months ago. I released Always Be Kind, but I've got some songs in the bank from a few years ago that I did back in 21.
That you never released at
that
all?
I never released at all yet.
Wow.
But I after kind of thinking about it, I want to release them as singles, because man, it's just hard because like as I grew as a musician, I've kind of like my vocals have gotten a little better, thank God, but they've gotten better since then, since 21. So it's at least I hope so.
No, they have. I mean, I thought it was like bad, but
yeah.
But no, yeah, of course. Yes.
They were super raw. I was inexperienced, and
Right.
and I hope they continue to grow, obviously. But I just kind of outgrew. I didn't outgrow the song, but the way that I did it. So that's why I've been kind of hesitant, because
Sure.
like in the music industry, like the more you get involved in, like the more you grow, the more knowledge, and then some of like my vocal stuff that I've matured in, it's just not there. Like,
Right, when you recorded it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, your vocals, no, they hit the nail on the head, mature.
Yeah.
Your voice matures too. What it should. You hope it does anyway.
with practice.
Yeah, well,
with practice,
years of doing it now,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What's on the, which one kind of leading the pack, if you will, on what you would like to release as a single? Does any of them jump out to you at all?
Oh yeah, quite a few of them on there, but there's a few that were that really stand out to me. Specifically, like there's a song called "Like That Train." I've played it around a lot. It's about a love story going off the rails and wishing I could be like that train. It's like a comparative song. Just how that train keeps moving forward and never looks behind. It doesn't have a reverse, and it just it's just chasing its light, going into the next thing, and just moving on. And so that's a pretty cool song. There's also like a blues number that we did called "Time Slow Down," and it's kind of a real life song as well, but it kind of just talks about how like just today's world is super complicated. And I wish I could. It's like the kind of the old saying, like the older you get, the faster time goes. And it's all the same amount of time. It's just we get busy. We got so much technology and stuff, and like all this other things. And so that song's kind of about that. The ending tag on it is I wish time would just be kind, move on along and leave me behind.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So it was. But I wrote that with Quincy Adams, and then we went up to the studio and worked on it with James Cook and Monty Russell and all them. So that was a really cool thing. But there's that song. There is one that kind of, I think, maybe takes the top on all of it. It's called "The Way She Feels." Me, Monty, Quincy, and Chris Canterbury met in Ruston, and we wrote it. And it's just kind of like this, kind of like the line and the hook in it is, "She ain't changed the way she feels about love. She just changed the way she feels about loving me."
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful line, and I can't remember if Monty or Chris like had that idea of it, but anyway, it was some years ago. Like I said, it's been back in like 4 or 5 years ago, and that one's pretty nice as well. So those are the ones that are kind of sticking out in my head as far as like wanting to release the next one.
Yeah.
To see. But
So when do you think you're going to make a decision?
pretty soon actually, because I want to try to release one quarterly, like every 3 months. Come out with one, advertise it, market it, like the whole thing.
I think you should just, if you got them, just release them.
Yeah, because I'm constantly working on some new stuff.
Well,
so.
exactly, and it's
Yeah.
not like they're like they suck.
They're great.
It's no different than even when I listen to Shout Hallelujah, the way that my voice sounds on Shout Hallelujah compared to like the tone of it and the brightness of it, or the whatever the technical term is, but it is different than Redfern is. And we really didn't change the style of music. I mean, everything's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
There's just different songs. But I do sound different. I like the way I sound on Redfern better. But a lot of that I know has to do with me learning how to sing like in a studio. In a studio mic, and realizing you can just talk like this right here and it's clear. And I'm not a very good whisperer, but I'm trying to whisper. So like you can talk like this right here and you can still hear me.
Yeah.
But when you're singing in a good mic like this, it's very hot and you can pick up everything.
Yeah, it's very detailed.
Very detailed. You don't have to sing as hard.
Right.
You don't have to push out so much like you do at a live show.
Yeah.
And things like that. You can tone it down some. But I didn't know that.
Yeah,
and that's something you can know that they can. Then they were trying to tell me that, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm a person that has to do it and then realize it. I can't just understand what you're saying. They go, oh yeah, got it. You know.
Yeah. Well, my first experience was exactly the same. Like I didn't know how to. They were like, enunciate your words, just open your mouth, bro. And I was like, I didn't realize I created bad habits over the years that I was singing or performing, because I didn't really have to, like, because you really can't when you're playing with a band, or sometimes you just really can't hear yourself very well. But like having like in-ear monitors change that, and then working with these mics all the time, I was like, oh wow, you actually have to like finish words,
right?
Like actually finish them. And so like an example, like if you listen very carefully on Always Be Kind, you hear that duh that I add at the end, but it makes a total difference. It's like Zach Top. What's he do? He goes, where you met somebody too. She's a model out in L.A. What is it? She's begging me to move. She says Malibu. Oh yeah, when he goes, she says Malibu is really great. If you listen to the record, you can actually hear him emphasize that T on great. It's little things like that in like the production of things that they were trying to show me, and like I got some of it, but until I like studied it a little bit, and listened to other people's stuff, I realized like, oh, they're opening their mouth, like I can hear them open up their mouth a certain way, or finish off a word a certain way, and I'm like,
Well, especially with that kind of song with that rhythm, everything ends like on that last little syllable of that thing, like so. She says Malibu is really great.
Yeah, exactly.
It does that too, and then it's da 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 da. It also helps with. It depends on the song, because I know now sometimes some singers don't necessarily enunciate the end of their words, but they may go up a pitch or make their voice do different things. That carries that word out if it fits. That may be just their way. That's what they do.
That's exactly right.
So, but with that particular song, I've listened to that. It's funny you said that, because I've thought about that same thing too with that particular song.
Yeah,
how he finishes.
Well, that's true, and it's it's such a balance between like when you're in a studio, you can really play around with it. So one of the great things is like being punched in and out and stuff. Like in the Always Be Kind song, the one that I just did, I actually emphasized on a certain word, heart. So it was like it was going like, oh, I wish I could stay, but I gotta make sure there's supper on the table and the bills get paid. And then right here it goes, it breaks my heart. And I made that T a little hard on it, and it stuck out just a little abrupt on Break My Heart. And so I made the T just a little softer, and it worked out beautifully.
A lot smoother.
So, a lot smoother. So when you're on the production side of things and kind of working that mic like you were talking about, being intimate and kind of like knowing how it.
You almost have to. It just sounds silly, but for the Honky Talk listeners on Spotify, YouTube, or watching it at Facebook, whatever, it's funny because you almost have to caress the mic a little bit.
Yeah.
And caress it with, like, be sweet on it, like you're saying. Yeah. But with your voice, be delicate. I think the real word. It allows you to be more delicate. Catch that?
Yeah, I caught it.
So you can be more delicate with it, so you can get the best sound out of it too.
That's right.
But like we was talking about, if you've never been on good mics or good equipment, you've never done it. You have no clue what you're doing. You don't know unless you've done it, right? So that.
That's right. Yeah. Just my advice is to go in there. At least, I mean, you can pick up $100 setup, like a mic package and like a stuff if you're kind of like doing this, or even interested in learning about it. But like,
you mean in regards to like maybe being at your home?
Being at your home,
just learning, just on your own learning. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a computer, you can pick up one of these mics, like a studio mic and like a interface for like $100. And just start playing around with it, like learning sounds. And so, like, even that will help you. If you're planning on recording a song, you can even go practice on that a little bit, learn what your voice sounds like. And, of course, there's mic etiquette, but there's the mic intimacy. That's what you were talking about. Like, you have to learn how it works and, like, how your voice works.
The delicacy.
But it's so true. And then the more you learn about that, the more, like, you because sometimes it does require like you to be a little harder on it. Depends on the song.
Right.
It really does. So I think being a great vocalist, it really comes with the experience and the ability to like change your voice and like for the mix, because like how you sing Jesus is on my side. Okay, you sing that differently than you do like what's that song? Hello Whiskey.
Oh yeah, Goodbye Blues.
Goodbye Blues.
Yeah.
You're way more softer on that one, and like, but you work the mic.
Yeah.
And so I think that's important.
And the thing, what I've noticed that I've been able to, I'm out with myself, start being able to do is the inflections with my voice when on a mic and recording.
Yeah.
And knowing what, it kind of goes back to that. Well, you said it with Goodbye Blues, but those are both on Redfern. So you got Goodbye Blues and Jesus on My Side. Well, Jesus on My Side, I'm just I'm singing, and there's different things I'm doing in that song too, but you tone it down because it's a different style of song there.
Absolutely.
It's a different character. It's a different mindset.
That's right.
So yeah, if you know how to being delicate with the mic, the etiquette on the microphone,
Yeah.
but plus knowing how to sing with that song into that mix too, kind of going back to what you're talking about too. I think all runs together.
Right. Because I think a lot of what I learned like during my first record, it was just you can't sing everything the same. Like it just, even though you're the same voice and you're not trying to imitate nobody, it just like if you hear Off the Reservation, that's like an upbeat, like kind of rock country, like, you know, I'm off the train, out of control. I'm putting some body into it, but then you get to like one of the softer songs, and you know, and it's she still toasts to forever with her favorite Cabernet. You know, it's just a little bit. It's just more softer, you know, and.
Well, every song to me has a different character.
It does, yeah.
For the most part. Now, if it's the same type of song, like you take Sunny and Jesus on My Side,
Yeah.
those songs are similar. Now, they're different, but they are similar. But it's coming from a different mindset. We're singing about two totally different things. Singing about love,
Yeah.
and then Jesus on My Side it's almost like a thankful song, like, whew, how did I get here? Jesus must be on my side.
Right, exactly.
You know, but on that, so it's a different mindset you're singing it from too, a different character. You almost go into character each song.
Yeah, you do. It's it's part of the artistry.
No, it is, and I
Yeah.
think once you realize that's how all this comes together. Though the delicacy we're talking about learning how to be on the microphone,
Yep.
what song it is, and all that. Well, I guess we're going to take a quick break here. We're at FieldHouse Bar and Grill, Monroe, Louisiana, home of the Warhawks, home of Joey Trappey, and y'all make sure y'all go follow FieldHouse Bar and Grill, Facebook, Instagram. Go look for them, look them up, Google them, search them up, come eat. They do caterings, they do all kind of stuff. Have your party here, birthday parties, sorority party, get together, mixers, whatever you want to call them. Be right back. HonkyTalk Podcast, always brought to you by the Sundown Tavern. And get your daily lunch special, where they're always saving Ruston, one sandwich at a time. Well, you finally made it.
Yeah.
You're a busy man.
On a Monday, I'm for surely busy.
I'm glad that you have at least a moment of time with us.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I think what y'all are doing is a great deal, and just fortunate to be a part
Come
of
on.
it.
All right,
Come on.
let's get to it.
Yeah.
Joey Trappey right here.
Yep.
Woo, here he is, guys, in the flesh. All right, so
Sorry.
we're at the FieldHouse. Is this technically Sterlington, or is it Monroe
No,
Sterlington?
this is Monroe.
Monroe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
FieldHouse Bar and Grill Monroe. They have lunch specials every day,
Every day.
and they also in the afternoons. Y'all kind of change that to a dinner special, or?
Yeah. So like tonight is Monday. It's 2-for-1 burgers. It's probably our most known special.
Wow.
We've been doing it for about 15 years now.
Golly, is that how long this place has been open?
16 years. is how
God
long this
bless.
place- Yeah. Opened in 2009 and translated into Traps and then Crawfish City. And
So how did you? So you moved up here to play ball.
yes,
So where are you originally from?
New Iberia.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
And so you played. I didn't know this. Were you a two-sport
Yeah.
athlete up here?
Played 5 years of football and 1 year of basketball.
Got you.
So-
Well, I knew about the football thing.
I didn't know you played basketball.
Yeah, 1 year. I was probably the funnest semester of my life, man. Nothing really mattered. I'd graduated. I was in my master's degree.
Oh, that's how that worked out?
So it was just
Oh, that's awesome.
finished playing, needed extra couple bodies, and I just came off of. I was a 3-year captain for football, so I was known by the other coaches, and they, hey, would you want to come out and play? I was like, absolutely.
And you were obviously still in shape enough to do it.
That's funny how you said it, because I was in the best shape of my life, but what I learned real quick is in basketball, you don't
Totally
huddle.
different.
You don't meet up and talk about what you're about to do.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
gassed after 2 up and downs. I'm just, oh my god. Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, but your family.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to ask you: is the Traps hot sauce
Yep.
and spices and things like that? How did that come to be?
That was 1898. My great-great-grandfather, who had worked for McElhenney back in the day, left and was a school teacher and was just bottling hot sauce in his backyard.
Wow.
And a cigar salesman came through Jeanerette, Louisiana, and took about 50 bottles up with him, went up to Chicago, and then East Coast, came back down. They said like 8 months later he came in and just dumped the orders out on the dining room table, and
Wow.
that's how it got started. It was just like, had 9 sons, and it
Golly, dude.
they all started pitching in and making it happen. And
See, I've never been able to ask you that because every time I've thought about it, we weren't like talking about this. Like on my way to play at Traps or through the years or on the way home going, man, I got to ask Joey that, whatever. That's a very cool story. Or something else here. With Traps as the restaurant, how long has that building actually been there?
1920.
What was it before? Was it always been a restaurant?
So it was a fish market. That particular place was like a Civil War post back in the day. It wasn't a building, but that's just where people had met up.
Wow.
And then the building was built, went condemned, I think 2007.
Yeah.
And then stayed empty for about 7 or 8 years. And then Gus Campbell bought it and restored it. And then I walked in and rented it from him. And we're 10 years there too, which is crazy.
Do y'all own that now? Or do y'all still
No,
rent?
we still rent from Gus.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I've always wondered, especially I think it was 2016 when we had the 100 years flood or whatever.
Got close. I mean,
I don't know how. It's always been like,
Yeah.
I don't want to knock on wood, but I'm like, how is this place still standing?
well, it's funny. I mean, when Gus bought the building, he put a laser level on the middle of the floor, and it hit up like 8 inches up on the wall.
Whoa.
The only thing, it was trying to fall into the water, but the steel beams that go into the ground on the patio is what was holding it up. So I feel good that building is.
Well, if it ain't going nowhere now,
we're good.
y'all have taken a Jeep or something to the side of it a
Yep,
couple
sure
years
did.
back.
Yeah. She's
Yep.
still standing strong.
Still standing strong.
And I'm sure y'all may have put some reinforcements on there, but I've always loved Traps, and one of the reasons for our listeners too is to know that like we talk about, we like to do this is fun for us, but we also like to do this too on a serious note because like you've scratched our back through the years by booking us. You've always been nice to us, treated us with respect, and been just a great personality.
Yeah.
To be around, and it was something I was like, we needed somebody to come up for the rest of this month, and I said, look, we got to get Joey in here. I mean, he'd be great if we can get him down for like 5-10 minutes. He'd be fantastic to do it. And of course we did it here at your place,
Yep, and I
FieldHouse.
appreciate that because Traps is closed Sunday, Monday, so it kind of worked out where we get in this party room at FieldHouse, which is another great feature to FieldHouse. There's not a lot of places in Monroe where you can have a closed off space to seat about 50 people, and
And that's the room we're in right now.
Yeah, and that's where we're at right now.
So any sorority parties,
Yeah.
graduate birthday parties, or just get together and rent the room out. How do who would they contact
They
to do
just
that?
call the restaurant,
Okay.
talk to the manager
Simple
on
as
staff,
that.
and then we just, we have price packages built out to totally reserve the room. And now, if you wanted a reservation, I need a party for 20 people coming in tonight, we just push the chairs together. But
Yeah.
and when certain
Planned
things come
yeah.
about, people want the entire room, and that's when we have our little packages built.
Sure, and I'm sure with that packages you may have. of course, you got your server or something that's in there, and you got. Do you set a bin for bottles, or y'all just still run that out of the bars? Or any package like you can do like that?
I mean, we do, food packages, but then typically it's just charged per drink.
Right. Okay.
But we normally set a minimum on it where we just charge what we would normally generate in the room on that particular day.
Gotcha.
So, Monday and Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is going to fetch a different price than a Friday and a Saturday.
Okay.
So, I don't know, man. FieldHouse has been what kind of got me off the ground, so I'm a little partial to it. And you typically going to find me here more than my other restaurants.
Now the third one you got 3 of them, right?
Yeah, FieldHouse Traps at Crawfish City.
In Crawfish City's in West Monroe.
Correct.
Now, how long have you been had in your hands with Crawfish City?
Next year will be 10 years.
Wow.
Golly, man.
I didn't even know. I called you about a month ago and said, JoJo, you're like, what's up, Bo? I said, what's this crawfish joint you on? Y'all booking live music there? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's we don't do music there all the time. We do it kind of to get it going. That place gets really busy. It's really tight. We don't have a true designated spot for music. Yeah. So, it starts to turn into a situation where you wonder, like, am I losing money by having music because I'm losing a table and we're on a wait?
Right. Yeah. Sure. Now, at Traps, I have music every Friday and Saturday, sometimes Thursdays.
Yeah, sometimes Thursdays. The book stays pretty busy there.
Oh, yeah.
Being on the west side of the river and being in the shade, it's easy to do music. The spots in Monroe, while they are great spots, at some point they got to battle the sun. And that's something we just fortunate we never have to battle.
No, yeah, I can attest to that. And one thing about what I've always thought was cool about Traps, or what made Traps unique, was the way it sits right on the river, my friends. If you've never been there, it sits right on the river.
Yeah.
And I have preached this. I've been I'm not anything like you to slap me on the back for it. But I'm just saying, when people go, hey, where's Traps? I'm like, dude, you got to go. First off, it's one of a kind place, because it is.
Yep.
It's on the river. And I don't know anywhere, at least in North Louisiana, correct me if I'm wrong, I know they may have some lake restaurants, but I don't know nothing on the Ouachita River, baby. Mm-hmm. There ain't one on it.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
you can drive your boat up to it.
Yeah, we're inside the levee wall. I mean, you can't build another one. The Army Corps of Engineers, is very strict about things being built inside the levee. Mm-hmm. So we do feel like we have a one-of-one facility.
And it is. I mean, it's magical. It's a very unique place, and you feel it right when you walk in the door. And plus, I don't know how you do this, and this is a testament to you, I guess, as an owner, as a businessman, a restaurant owner, and your personality, because you have some of the coolest people. Mm-hmm. Every year at the same, there's always a turnover eventually, a rollover with employees, but you always have the coolest people that work at those places.
Well, I appreciate you.
How do you find these people?
Well, it's selective hiring is what it is, man. Yeah. It's like typically you just hire from within. Like normally friends surround themselves with like personalities, so we try to hire friends of current employees.
Or maybe now we're getting at the age where it could be your kids.
Yeah, right. My kids are itching up there, and I'm a big believer. Bad service ruins good food every day of the week, and bad service makes a good burger taste different. And, when the service is really good, not that we like the food to be lacking, but sometimes if you have an off day and the service is great,
it can make up
the difference.
And it's never a sure thing. I mean, it's life, especially in a restaurant biz. I mean, a fryer could go out, or I don't know, something happens, a cooler or something. You're trying to make up for it.
Right.
That's true. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I will say this: bring it back to burgers. That Southwest burger was delicious.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, it was awesome.
You had that too?
Yeah.
And you'll see when we get done with this, what we're doing today, we'll have like a little ad for it and all that. We'll roll it through the thing.
Awesome.
And Trey does a great job on editing and doing this stuff. And well, thank you for taking time, and thank you for letting us come to the FieldHouse.
Sure, absolutely, guys. Appreciate y'all coming.
Thank you for booking us through all these years.
Yep.
2-star athlete. D1.
I'll take 2 stars. Better than none, right?
Oh, man. Well, we're live here, HonkyTalk Podcast, episode 12. Joey Trappey for New Iberia, family ran business for a long, long time, and now he's carrying on the tradition. We're great with great stuff, great restaurants, great vibes. So if you're looking for somewhere to eat, Monroe, West Monroe, FieldHouse, Traps, Crawfish City, and as always, thank you, Sundown Tavern, where they're saving Rustin one sandwich at a time. See you next time.
Yep.